Hey, this is J.Bolin, and welcome to the first episode of Serve the Curve. Listen, I've created a fabulous panel of the industry's top curvy connoisseurs. So let's get right to it. Our first curvy supermodel is Liris Crosse. This gorgeous woman has been in the game slaying for years, but somehow she never seems to age. Maybe it's her secret sauce, or maybe it's the melanin magic that keeps us all glued to the screen while she's on the scene. Some of her accolades, just to name a few of them, and I mean just a very few. Listen, this lady has done it all. She's the first curvy supermodel to win Project Runway, author of Make the World Your Runway, top model secrets of everyday confidence and success, appeared in such films such as The Best Man, Baby Boy, and television series as The Wire and Law and Order. You guys have to give it up. I can hear you guys applauding at home. Let's give it up for Liris Crosse. Our next curvy panelist is Sports Illustrated swimsuit model, Hunter McGrady. This beautiful powerhouse has been working at her craft since the tender age of 15, guys, but later took the world by storm in 2017, where she was acknowledged for being the first size 16 curvy model to appear in Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. She has then since built a very impressive career as a clothing designer whose looks can be seen exclusively on QVC, and who's a fierce advocate for body image positivity for all women of all sizes. Please welcome Hunter McGrady. And our final curvy panelist is Deputy Editor-in-Chief of Essence Magazine, guys, Allison McGevna. This panelist is proof that women can truly do it all. By day, she is a beauty that beasts, with a pen as a writer and a deputy editor-in-chief of the infamous Essence Magazine, which I'm sure we all have on our coffee tables. But she's a style architect and a digital strategist, but by night, she's a mother and a curvy pioneer. As a connoisseur of glam, she never misses the opportunity to express herself by visual storytelling through wardrobe selection. I am so excited to welcome Allison McGevna. We're gonna get right down to it. I have some questions, and I want to know these things. I'm gonna ask you guys. This one is for everybody. Okay, the first question is that, at what age did you fall in love with your body?
That's a great question.
We'll start off with you, Allison.
I would say it took me, maybe I was in college, so I was like 20 years old, I think. I really struggled in high school. And I went to a very, let's say, not diverse high school. And I was, everybody just, I felt like such an outsider. And then I went to Rutgers University, and it was like suddenly there were people from all walks of life, all races, all, ages, economic backgrounds. And that really helped me start to see that, I wasn't this, alien or something, that there were other people who would appreciate me. And I think that really helped. And then definitely in adulthood was when it really, I really stepped into just being comfortable with my curves.
All right. And what about you, Hunter?
Yeah, I would say probably about 18 years old. I remember, for me, I had always wanted to be a model, but I had never, growing up, I didn't see plus size models really. I mean, you go back and there was of course, Emmy, who was the OG plus model, but they really weren't on magazines. You really didn't see curvy girls in film or television. So it took me a while as well. High school, I was actually very, very thin, but still it wasn't enough, So I had to really go through a long self-love journey, which included therapy, mental health work, to really know that my body is just so beautiful as it is. So I would say about 18 years old was when I started. And I always tell people it's still an everyday journey. You don't just wake up and go, I'm confident. It's still something that every day I chip at and I work away at.
Love it. Liris?
I would say I started to appreciate and love my body probably at 14. And that was probably because my body was starting to mature into its womanly presence. I would have people, make teasing remarks regarding my height or my lips or, stuff like that. And it was finally I felt like I was starting to feel like a woman, and I was starting to get more noticed. So I started to feel more comfortable with my body during that time. My story is a little different because I was a smaller model who got bigger. But also in me being the size I was, I've always been curvy. So I've always been in the plus division at my agencies because I was just never small enough. But I think during those high school years, I still loved the body and the shape that I had, because to me it was like, oh, I got the pretty shape that my mom has. And I always looked at her as like one of my, I guess, beauty icons. So
your mom was surfing the curves already.
Yes, my mom serves the curves, and my mom is a pastor. So I know she has the curves, but she dresses very modestly. So, so I know she has the curves, but the rest of the world doesn't know.
They don't need to know. They don't need to know. All right. So, Allison, I have a question for you. What's one of your favorite fashion curvy clothing lines that you go to, and why?
That is a great question. I could say, of course, there are, stores getting it right. Like Eloquii is amazing, but there are some indie vintage designers or vintage inspired designers that I'm really into. There's a designer, the shirt that I'm wearing is from a line called Vixen by Micheline Pitt. And I just find for myself that I love like vintage inspired cuts because they just seem to fit my body and my curves the way that I like the most. And they accentuate the things that I like about my body the most. So I love, looking for indie designers, especially in this time when indie designers need.
Honestly, all of us need the support,
Yeah.
Honestly, obviously the bigger brands need just as much love, but I definitely think that the smaller brands that have suffered over time are definitely seeing, especially since quarantine has happened to everybody.
Yeah.
I think that the smaller businesses have been catering to people for so long, and now people see how special it really feels to be catered to by the small companies, so they're being celebrated a lot more. So thank you, Allison. All right, Hunter, I got a question for you. Because when I tell you, if I scroll down your social media page, I'm like seeing you serve a curve. I'm talking about from every single angle. Like, the selfies are flawless. Everything is always just done, and it feels so effortless. So you have to give us a quick 1, 2, 3 of how to serve face like this photo that's showing up right now. So everybody take a look at this photo.
Yeah, so this photo has lots of hair. Okay, I'm all about the hair. These girls are serving their hair looks right now. Lighting is everything. I think that natural lighting is so beautiful. A lot of us, of course, I love the ring light. I have one on right now, but I think natural lighting just accentuates everything about you. So my biggest tip is go out in your car and take a selfie. That is like my go-to selfie mode. I will run out in the car. No, even if I'm not going anywhere, I'll go out in the car and then just serve a little face. I mean, I learned that right from Tyra.
Okay. So let's teach, and let's do it right now. So all of us, we're going to get into the camera and we're going to do this with Hunter right now so that we can.
A little smize, as we know.
All right.
I mean, look at these girls got it. A little lip up. A little pout, maybe. Okay, I think we all kind of are serving, right?
Like curve.
All of us.
Charlie's curvy angels.
Really quiet. We all hold our breath.
I love it. And guess what? Like on the marketing and the advertisement, you ladies look so great right by each other. Like I just felt like you guys were like the destiny child of like the.
I'm here for it.
Yes.
Well, thank you for that. We just got a one-on-one lesson from Hunter McGrady. Okay. All right. So, Liris, I have a question for you. What's the one misconception about being a curvy woman in your industry and in your lane?
I would say the biggest misconception is that people think we just sit around and eat a bunch of food and never take care of ourselves, don't work out or do anything of that sort. I think that is one of the biggest misconceptions because people say plus model or people say plus model and they think they have a preconceived idea. I think a lot of times of what their grandmother thought plus was. And plus is rocking and rolling and is sexy and beautiful at so many different sizes and shapes. So, and plus women get out there and take care of themselves. So these are the things that we're seeing with Nike and Fabletics and, you know, different curvy trainers who are out there too, who are showing us how to take care of our bodies at this size.
Yeah, like literally, like when I put a woman that has curves in a look and an outfit, it does something I'm talking about like no other, right? Like it shows, like the outfit just all of a sudden shows up. And so I have always appreciated curves, like from since I was a little boy. My entire family, I come from a family full of curvy women. All of my friends, and my siblings always laugh. It was like every last one of your friends are curvy. Every single female friend that you have they're curvy women, and I've always adored curvy women. So here we are. I have 3 of the world's best. And
yes.
Right, so Hunter, I have another question for you. What recommendations would you give someone who's just starting out and who's trying to follow into your footsteps?
I always say, you know, I get this in my DMs. This is probably like the #1 question I always get. I am such an advocate for utilizing social media, because that's where a lot of us are today. We're on social media. I've seen so many friends post photos and tag agencies and get noticed on there, because I think submitting to an agency nowadays through mail, I don't know how receptive they are of it. When I was younger, I just walked into an they had open casting calls, which I think that they still do. However, in this time, it's not obviously happening. So using social media to your advantage, but also, you know, not giving up if there's any no's. You know, I had so many no's, and I still have so many no's. And I think that
Rachel, just raise your hand if you're still getting no's. Like,
yeah,
I think we're all experiencing that. For sure.
Yeah.
Hello.
And, you know, not to get discouraged. Like you know, there's so many times where, like one time I did a huge campaign for this very large plus retailer. I went to Times Square where it was supposed to be up, and I was the only one cut out of the photo. And like, don't get discouraged, you know, don't take that as that's something against you. I was like, listen, it sucked, but like, I know that I'm so much more than this, and I have so much to offer, and to just really hone that in and really take that and run. You know, as Liris, I'm sure you know, in the modeling world, there's a lot of rejection, and your skin gets really thick fast, and don't take it personal, you know. And you know what, we need so many more plus gals out there, you know, and come and do it all. You know, I always say, like, I think it's important as a community to keep seats open for everybody. As women, it's important because so many of us, we close off the table and we're like, oh no, it can just be me. It's only me. I'm the only one. But then we're really damaging what we're trying to do here, you know? So I'm always like, keep seats open for everybody. And then once you're done, like, move on to the next table and let them continue that momentum. You know, it's only fair.
I always say that I'm never focused on the walls that people are building. I'm focused on the ones that I want to break down. And we're breaking down these walls for a reason. And that's for other people to be able to come and follow our footsteps.
Yeah.
All right. So Allison, how important is it for you, for the everyday woman, to be able to relate to you? Like, you're at this fashion and lifestyle magazine headquarters, and you're operating and working. You're seeing all the fabulous designers, the fabulous hair and makeup, your covers that are popping out every single month. Like, how is important is it for you for people to know, like, Allison is an everyday woman? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is what I really strive for, that authenticity, because that's something that, you know, I hunger for, and that I think everybody hungers for. And I've really been in a lot of ways an underdog in a lot of different areas of my career. You know, when I was many moons ago, I was a model, and, you know, that was something that I decided that it wasn't, you know, it was very hard for me. And it wasn't like, it was one of those things where I had to learn that not everything is my path, right? And that's something that I think is important for people to kind of, like, you know, continue for your dream, but also know that, you know, you don't have to, you're not going to win at everything, and you're not going to, you know, your path is your path. So I think I try to always stay there. And then even with journalism, you know, I have worked in many newsrooms. I've never been part of the, like, you know, we always call them like the Twitter famous journalists. And like, there are cliques in all of these industries, you know? And so I've always kind of operated my whole life sort of on the outskirts, and I get along with everyone. I never have problems with people. Like, I'm very chill, but you know, I definitely have just always been an every woman. I don't, you know any other way to be. And I've really busted my ass. Like, nothing's been handed to me. So I think I'm real about that. I'm real about the days that I have really hard days. I'm real about, you know, things that I've won at and that I've excelled in, and things that I haven't. And, you know, I think one thing I've learned, like the higher up I get in my career, the more I see just, you know, getting to meet so many incredible women. Every woman is an every woman, you know, it's just a matter of, you know, that accessibility. And I think people can really tell when someone's not being authentic. And I think that's what makes like these lovely ladies successful. They're always real. They're always authentic. And I think that's what makes anybody successful. You know, you can't fool everyone. So, you know, for me, I just try to be myself. And if you're not into it, there's a million other people.
That was the reason why I chose you, Bree, to be a part of this panel, because yes, you guys have been successful in your own worlds, but then there's something that's so relatable to you. And I think that sends out a message to the world to let people know that yes, I can be successful. Yes, I can set the bar. Yes, I can set the tone. Yes, I deserve respect. Yes, my curves are sexy. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm relatable. I love people. I serve my community. You know what I mean? Like, there are different things that you're still giving, and I can appreciate that. I think that everyone that's watching now can appreciate that. So my question for all of you guys is, when was the first time you were praised for your curves? Like, where were you and how did it make you feel? We'll start off with you, Hunter.
Gosh, it's funny. When my whole like social media really grew with this one photo that I posted when I think I was 18 years old. I had just gotten signed with Wilhelmina, and I had never posted a bra and underwear photo. I grew up in a very Christian household, and like that, you know, it just wasn't something that I was used to. However, my mom was very open with her body, and she's Icelandic, and so never made it an issue. But I just, you know, so posting it, I had never gotten the response from my followers being like, oh my gosh, you look amazing. I was curvy, you know, I went from a size 2 to a size 14, you know, from ages 16 to 19, I had really grown into myself and into my body. And it was the first time I was really putting it out there and saying, the picture had stretch marks in it, had cellulite in it, but I was like, I need to do this because I want to let go of these chains that have been holding me back for so long. And that was really the first time that like I really got praised for it, and people were like, yes, I love this. You look bomb, you know? And I think the more I did that, the more I built that community and realized like how beautiful my curves really are.
I love that. Thank you for that, Hunter. Liris?
I would say probably when I did Beanie Man's Who Am I video. And that's because in the video vixen market, just in the music video market, you really didn't see women who were very curvaceous or heavier. You would see small but curvy, like petite curvy, but you really didn't see like, whoa, okay, what's going on here? She's got some major curves. And I remember when that video came out, it really kind of changed a lot of things within our industry, because people were like, who's the girl, the curvy girl? Like, who's that girl? And I think my presence was made so known in that industry, which overflowed into my modeling career, because I made my conceived flaw work for me. A lot of times we're trying to find our way and we're trying to change ourselves, but you have to let you work for you. Like, your gift will make room for you. And my gift of curves, it made room for me.
That's beautiful. I just said this yesterday. I said that biblically speaking, Like it does not, the Bible does not say that the gift, that once we get in the room, the gift will be made. It says it's room for us. So that means that wherever you have everything you need. Just serve the curve, serve whatever it is that you literally have, and everything else will open up for you. So that's a beautiful story. Thank you for that, Liris. All right, Allison.
Well, I mean, I would say twofold. One, the women in my life who are my friends, who have always celebrated me, even when I couldn't necessarily celebrate myself, and I was on that journey of love. So I'm very much a girl's girl in that sense, because my girls have always uplifted me. That first happened for the first time in college. And then when I first got into the professional world, I just met a lot of amazing people along the way who would always uplift me. But I would say professionally, I was working in my early 20s. I was working for Fox News, and I was their entertainment editor for .com. And it was a very different time. This was pre-Obama. So, this was like, it was Fox, but it wasn't quite Fox. But I was working in entertainment, so I was doing something totally different. And I would be on these red carpets, and I would be at these events, and I would be interviewing people. And I just always felt like myself shrinking, like trying to physically make myself smaller, because I was like, even though I embraced myself, I just wasn't really in the best place yet. And I had some friends encourage me to be like, hey, you should just start a blog. Like, you go to these great places and you always look fabulous. Like, you should start a blog. And I just was like, a blog, I guess this must have been like 2012, 2011, maybe even before that. And no, it was even before that. But yeah, so once I started putting my pictures out on social media, and I started getting a really good response. And I love what the other lady said too. It was something that was so unique to me, like my story and my journey as a journalist and somebody in fashion. And it was just like a really unique journey, and I was just honest about it. And that was when I really saw doors start opening, rather than trying to be something that I wasn't. Just like Liris said, like I was always trying to fit myself into something. And the second I started being like, this is my life, this is what I do, that's when I really started getting a really positive response.
So those mornings that you guys are like waking up and you're like, it's going to be a difficult day. It may be a difficult day, maybe a little tough. You're really trying to go out and you're really trying to get yourself ready. Like, do you guys have like a song that you listen to that makes you feel like, I can walk in here and I can do anything? What's that song for you ladies? What's your getting ready song?
For me, it's anything Beyonce.
Okay.
I'm Lizzo. I think Lizzo's amazing. Yes, anything Lizzo, I'm like here for. She's epic.
I love it. I love Lizzo.
Yeah, I don't know if I have one song. I think it depends on my mood, like sometimes it's Jay, sometimes it's Beyonce, sometimes it's Lizzo. I love Aretha Franklin too. Sometimes it's like old gospel from Aretha Franklin. Like, it just depends really on my mood, but it's too hard for me to pick one song.
I love it. So I have, like, it depends on where I'm going and what the mood is. Like, there are some spiritual songs I want to listen to. There's sometimes where I really want to listen to a little Boosie. And there are some times where I want to listen to Beyonce. It just depends on like where I am and what I'm about to do. That gets me like hype about the moment. So thank you for sharing that.
Totally.
When do you feel most confident and sexy and free? Like, when is it? Is it at home when you're looking in the mirror at yourself? Is it when you put on your most beautiful outfit to go out in the streets? Like, when is it for you?
I think I have two different types of times when I feel really
and sexy every moment.
No. I really love wearing jeans and like baby tees. That is like my running around the city, and I throw that on with some like combat boots. That I feel sexy in it because I feel very around the way girl, but I also feel sexy when I'm getting dressed for like an event like right now. That when I got the hair on, I got the makeup on, and I get the outfit, and that second when I just do that double check before I leave out the door, that's that moment where I'm like, ooh, okay, girl, I see you. You looking good. That's that moment.
All right.
I think for me is when I'm in like a bikini. because I've worked so hard to love my body that I now am like, have become in love with it, that I'm like, here I am in a bikini. And I think sometimes it makes people uncomfortable because, let's be honest, a lot of people are still uncomfortable seeing a bigger girl in a bikini. God forbid, you know, we wear a bikini, but I just feel my best in a bikini or like lingerie shooting. Like, I prefer that over shooting in clothes any day.
Wow, I love that. Oh, you got to give us all that confidence. My God.
Yeah.
Listen, I have days where I'm in sweatpants and I don't want to change, aka the last 2 months.
Yeah, I know. I would say I've recently started investing in like really nice robes and things that when I'm getting ready, and even before I have my makeup on, and I've kind of like just put my serum on and my skin, I've been making a concerted effort to take care of my skin. So I think that's when I feel the best, you know, like just like in a really beautiful silk robe or lingerie set or pajama set, whatever it is. And I think that's definitely when I think my husband would probably agree that like that's something, and he's super complimenting of me in that sense, before I'm like done up and dressed up. So that has really become my go-to time when I feel my best. You know, just I can't say enough about investing in a good silk robe, like a good hair turban. Like, nothing beats it.
That's fancy. I think that growing up, like, you always looked at yourself as rich when one day you'd be able to put your robe on and walk around the house, and ladies have your shower, little towel wrapped around your head and looking fabulous. All right, so obviously you ladies have multiple things that are secrets to your trade and the formula to what has gotten you to where you've gotten to. If you could share one of those things, like what has made it acceptable in the market, that you've mastered your curves, that it makes it okay when you walk in a room. Like, just give me one thing that you take with you that you know that people have to and will accept when you walk in a room.
I think for me, what really I feel my best and I always feel my most confident, because I feel like my work ethic matches the way I present myself. So I feel like the fact that those always match, like no one can take that away from me, that I work just as hard at my job and the things that I do, and making sure that everything is really kind of in a good place in my life and I'm at least giving effort. And I think that when I feel that way in my work ethic, that's when I also can exude that in my physicality and the way that I'm dressing as well.
Hunter?
Go for it, Liris.
I would say my secret sauce is hard work. Mm-hmm. I'm very dedicated to my craft as a model, but not only am I dedicated, I'm passionate about it. I really love modeling and the doors that modeling has been able to open up for me, because now I do public speaking, now I do confidence coaching, all types of things because of my modeling career. But I really dedicate myself to it. I research other people. I take time to learn from other people. Just remaining a sponge and working hard, it eventually pays off. Everything doesn't happen all at once all the time for us, but if you stay steady with the race, things continue to happen for you, and they're continuing to happen for me.
Yeah, I would have to probably agree with, both the girls. Hard, like your work behind it and knowing that you have the passion driving you behind what you do. Like Allison, you were saying, like no one can take that away from you, and you've worked that hard and you've come that far. And to step into a room and be really convicted in that belief and knowing that's a kind of confidence that people dream of having, and you can look at someone and know that they have that. you know, and I think all of our work speaks for itself. And I think even more than just our physical work, but the work that we do behind closed doors, the work that we, you know, the passion that we put in. Allison, I'm sure the pieces that you write, Liris, what you do with public speaking, Jay, with what you do with making women feel the way that they feel, you know, the work that we put into others behind closed door, I think speaks for itself tenfold.
Yeah.
All right. So, and I appreciate all the yumminess that you guys have given me, right? Now it's time to have some fun. So you ladies have something special in your hands that I've sent you. And so we're going to play a game of Slay or Nay right after this break, guys. Hey, listen, I know that you're tuned into your computers and into this fabulous interview that we're having right now, but guess what? Guess what happened earlier today? If you missed it, Shop J.Bolin, which is my new collection, has just released, and you have to head over to Shop J.Bolin right now. Okay, I need you guys to be doing this thing and be as techie as possible. Computer right here, phone right here, water right here, getting knowledge right here. Let's get over to shopjbolin.com and let's get back to this interview. So guys, we're back with J.Bolin on Serve the Curve with Hannah McGrady, Allison McGevna, and Liris Crosse. So we're gonna play a really cool game of Slay or Nay. Say it with me, ladies.
Slay
or nay.
All right, so that's the last time we want to hear anything from you. From now on, we just want to see your signs. All right, so let's get right to it. Mom jeans. Oh, I love it. Do you jump to get in your jeans?
Always. No other way.
No words, Allison.
I'm sorry, I broke the game. We could ask it again. My bad.
No, it's fine. That's fine. All right. So, what are your thoughts on a curvy woman dating a guy that's way shorter than she is? What's your thoughts? Slay, nay, slay. Okay. All right. So, are you the kind of girl who takes the shampoo and conditioner from hotels? Nay. Nay, okay. Have you ever lied about your age? Oh,
wait, actually to my husband now. That's a lie I have, yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's go. Next one is, have you ever gotten a speeding ticket? Are you a fantastic cook? Have you ever fallen in public? All right. This is a good one right here. Brace yourself. Have you ever stalked an ex on social media? Slay, everybody. All right. Let's see. Have you ever created an online dating profile? Okay. Afraid of the dark. All right. So, have you ever deleted a post on social media because it did not get the likes that you thought it was going to get? Have you ever clapped back at a troll on social media? All right, this is good. Are you an online shopping queen? All right, so is twerking one of your favorite things to do when no one's looking? Slay, I love it. Are you always late? Allison. Beyonce is life. Ooh, this is good. Okay. Would you be open to being a Shop J.Bolin curvy queen one day? Ooh, I love it. I love it. High-waisted anything. Off the shoulder anything. Crop tops. Thong underwear. Sequins. I love all these. This slay is everything. The higher the split, the better. Wearing stripes. Leather leggings. Floral prints. Obviously hunter. All right, fanny packs on curvy women. Okay. Crossbody bags on curvy women.
What bags?
Crossbody bags. Mini shorts. All right. Round toe shoes. Okay. Color blocking. Do you own a wide waist belt? Would you wear clothes from an adult store?
For my husband, yeah.
For my husband?
For Halloween.
Right.
Listen, when I was coming up with the questions, my team said if they've been styled by you, they've definitely worn something from an adult store before. Shoulder pads on curvy women.
Yes
right.
and no.
Yes and no. Okay. Double Spanx. Nay. Everybody said nay. Even depending on the occasion. No.
That makes me throw up.
Too much. Too much. Reconsider the outfit then.
I've never heard that Spanx make you throw up. Like
like all my work.
Double Spanx.
Yeah.
Double Spanx for sure. Like I put someone in an outfit like that, and I put like 2 or 3 Spanx on them, and she was a performer, and she almost I could see it in her eyes on stage. Looks like she was about to die. But she was she was sweating. She was like, "I'll never do it again." I'm like, "I'm so sorry." I thought you wanted to snatch waist. All right, so androgynous styles, flesh tone look, white booties. I think everybody needs a white booty. All right, baggy clothes. Baggy clothes on curvy women. How do you guys feel about that?
I know we're not supposed to talk, but.
All right. Do you always define your waistline?
Me, I like to define my waistline.
Okay.
And I like the clothes to have a certain amount of structure, even if it's baggy, because I do have some baggy stuff. But I usually like it to be blouse big and still do some type of belt, or if it's a blouse shirt, I may have on leggings, so it's kind of like loose on top, but close together on the bottom.
Okay. Listen, Liris is about to be disqualified from the game, guys. She's talking.
I thought you were asking.
I'm just kidding. Skinny belt for curvy queens.
Wait, I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Skinny belts for curvy queens. All right, please. All right, so if you met your crush, your celebrity crush, would you ask your mate to take a kiss on the cheek from them? Hunter's like, to the lake. And Allison's like, my man's not having it at all.
Scorpio, it's not a thing.
Well, this has been so much fun. So I think that you ladies have come through. You've rocked it out. You've given so much insight into the market and to your own personal lives. So thank you for coming and joining and being here with Serve the Curve. This is the first episode, the first one that you ladies have.
Wow.
And you've definitely seen the moment. So thank you for continuing to serve the curve. And guys, we'll end it with this commercial. Hey, I have to say thank you so much for all of my viewers for coming in to spend a special time with us here at Serve the Curve, our first episode. Today was phenomenal. We learned a lot. We've laughed a lot. And we talked about some really important things in the curvy community. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed it. Hey, don't forget, first of all, don't forget to head over to shopJbolin.com to check out the latest collection where we're celebrating all bodies as though we will always do here at Serve the Curve. Until next time, you guys be blessed.